Hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in everybody. Come on in. Show comments on the stage. I'm not sure what that means, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Okay. Hi guys. We are I didn't know what to name it, but I do have a plan, which is very rare for me to have a plan. Um I just wanted to do a little bit of a stream explaining what I guess it's just kind of like, is it kind of like a praise report or just explanation of it?
It's an explanation.
Yeah, because I
I
want
believe
to
it's an
share
explanation.
because I want to share something that I did or we did, not so much I, but we did it. Here, you put that mouse. It's like gum on there, or what is it
What
called?
do you want to do?
Just scoot it over so I can scoot this over. So, um, some of you guys may know about what fasting is or anything that has to do with it. I'm not so much going to be doing like the preaching of the fasting or anything like that. More like just giving what we did, when we did it, or why we did it. So when we were in Michigan, we had a home that we really wanted to sell because we wanted to go down to Texas or travel or whatever we wanted to do. So we were both at church one night, and we had pretty much, just doing our church thing that people do in church. And when we got done with altar call, oh, and Joe's here. He's just going to kind of insert
Hello.
some of it, just because obviously he was a partner. We fast, and some people may know things about fasting, but and if you want more explanation about fasting, I'd be more than happy to send you books about it or whatever. But anyways, what we did was we fasted together, and it's great to have a partner in fasting. One, you're able to just kind of be a
You
reminder.
don't have to sit there sadly and watch someone else eat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. So then when somebody like is going, yeah, I'm headed to McDonald's, you're like, oh man, that sounds great. But if you have a partner that you're doing it with, then I mean, especially the Daniel's fast because it'll last a lot longer. But anyways, so we got through with the altar call, and at the same time, me and Joe went over. We kind of sat next to each other, and we were just kind of talking, just whispering, just in the moment. I guess that's the best way to describe it. We were in the moment, and just what we prayed about, and how I don't know, how do you describe it? What we do, like after we leave altar call, we go sit in our seat and just kind of reminisce in the spirit. I guess that's the is that
Just sit there quietly and just soak it in.
yeah. I guess soak it in. We soak in the presence that we were kind of like in. So then we sat there and we both, were just sharing just the feeling of, I think, because we knew we wanted to sell the home. And so then Joe looks at me, and obviously some of you guys have seen me. We used to cook. I'm not a teeny tiny little frail little twig of a woman. I'm a little hefty, larger than, I mean, I'm a woman. I've got curves. I don't know how to describe it, but just know that fasting, well, up until now, our son, some of the testimony is our son has had run-ins with the law, going to, and he just has had his share of troubles. And we fast for our son when he was in trouble, when he was going through things with us, our doctor's appointments, stuff like that. And that's just what we did as our spiritual walk. Now, that says a lot in itself. My husband being his stepfather, for him to fast for his stepson. But, anyways, he looks over and he says,
And I say, what?
when we decided, or when the Lord laid on your heart about fasting for the house?
Oh, well, just I never heard of fasting before going to church. Really, just I've heard the word, but um, I never heard of fasting for anything other than just like I said. I just heard it as a word and didn't think much about it. But fasting is a lot of things. Fasting for your health, fasting for mental health, I think those are great things to do, whether you're religious or not, because it cleanses the body if you do it for long enough, and you do it for a healthy amount of time, drink and eat drink the correct things while you're fasting.
Joe will occasionally will do.
I'll do a fast to start
intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting, just to start losing weight.
Yeah,
kickstart. But I tell you what, fasting actually has physical and mental properties that are great, and fasting for a purpose other than just your mental health and your physical health. You can fast for your spiritual health, and it works, and it's a sacrifice no matter what. And when you do it, sacrifice for purpose, it you know what? Every time we fasted, nothing but good things have happened. So right. I ain't got nothing bad to say about fasting other than it's freaking hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to do.
And you've done
especially
fasting.
The first 7 days of it or so. If you're going to be that long.
The first
3 days are really tough.
Because and honestly, it's about remembering. You're not supposed to be eating.
I've done it for more than a week before.
I mean, whenever we've done it for something I've had health conditions. Joe's had health conditions. Our son, but it's like he drinks just coffee. He goes to work, so occasionally he'd have a small glass of juice just to have a little bit of sugar. But for the most, we've done Daniel's fast. We were leaders at our church, so for us, it was almost a regular to do it at church for events. If we had a speaker coming in, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I said all that to say, when it came to this fasting, we'd already done it many times.
Yeah, we've done it before.
And Joe just was
it's you know what, we're going to fast. And then the Lord at the time just laid it on me. You know what? Like I said, I was never religious before, and going to church and being, committed like we were. I mean, things happen. Things do happen. It's strange but true. And the Lord put it on my heart. He's going, you know what? You fast. You do it. You and your partner fast for what you are looking for. He says you're going to have a bidding war. He just put it in my head. All right.
And so he tells me that. And I'm
I wasn't thinking of nothing. I never knew what the bidding war never entered my mind before.
And he goes, we're going to fast. And I go, we? Because up till now, Joe's always done it. And Joe looks at me and he goes, nope. The Lord said we are going to fast. So, and I was like, oh my God, for how long? And Joe said, he will let us know because there will be a bidding war. And I'm like, no. I mean, if you know, you know. And it was just I won't say I was devastated, but
you were.
I just wanted.
You were devastated until we were at McDonald's and you wanted some fries.
Well, because we had thought
we had offers.
Right, we had an offer.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh my God, we're done." And he's like, "No, we're not done." And I'm
we had an offer on the house. They were going to buy the damn house.
Yeah.
And it was she goes, "Oh, cool, we're done. We got an offer. It's going to go through."
I was so happy.
It's we're just about done. I go, "No, not even close."
He said, "No, there's going to be a bidding war. This isn't a bidding war.
This isn't a bidding war.
This is an offer."
I knew we had to keep going. She didn't know, so she was very, very upset.
I was sad. I don't know about upset. I don't get mad. I get sad.
She was very sad.
My heart gets this is how I see it. Because we were
sitting at McDonald's. That's the whole thing. We were at McDonald's.
I think so. I think we were.
We were at McDonald's, sitting down inside.
And I said, we were not in. Oh wait,
yes, we were.
I think we were using the Wi-Fi or something.
Something, yeah.
Because we were getting ready to sell everything.
Yeah, because we got an offer. We go, let's go over there and
to get the Wi-Fi. We had gone there, and Joe's like, "No, we're not done yet." And I was like, oh, "Who's gonna know? This is just me and you here." And he's like, "We can't. We're not going to do that." And I was like, "Oh my God." Well, let me just say this. When you fast for something, whether it be many people have praise reports. Many, many, many people have praise reports about a job, praise reports about a sickness and anything. People fast for different things to happen. And you can believe it or you don't have to believe it. And it's up to everybody to do. And that's what the Lord considers free will.
Well, anything that is done with that much conviction,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, if you're not religious at all,
Yeah.
you can go on any YouTube and you can find any of the gurus out there that tell you can get whatever you want
Right.
as long as you believe that you already have it. That's the key. Okay.
To like meditate on it?
Yeah, meditating on it, whether it be fasting for something or whatever. But if you have that much conviction on something, something's good's going to happen, no matter
Right,
what it is.
right.
If you're you have conviction for telling yourself you're a millionaire,
Like Wayne Dyer.
whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Intent, the power of intent, and,
Yeah.
and meditation and all that good stuff. All those guys that are self-help guys, or
Hey, William Brooklyn, welcome in.
they know what they're talking about, man. But you have to have the conviction. And if you have conviction on stuff like this, it works.
And
It just
and
works.
I mean, for you guys have to understand where we were at in our who we are was we had a home that we were trying to sell. We had both of our kids were moved out. My son and my daughter had their own life. My daughter lived in Arizona. My son lived in Texas. My brother and my mom lived in Texas. And my husband just came home one day and goes, "Hey," and I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Do you want to move with your family?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "All right, help me sell the house and we'll do it. We'll move." So we just started working on selling our home. And I mean, a 5-bedroom home isn't that easy to sell. It's not really an entry level people's home. So we were like, we got to find a buyer. But we also knew we had to fix the floor or finish up the trim or paint the wall, like little things that we knew had to get done. So anyways, with our intention of fasting, it was like he said, a war, a bidding war. We knew it could happen because up till then, you got to remember, I told you guys a testimony about putting our marriage back together. So that's truly, I feel like that's what people do, the fasting, or they do the belief in faith. Is I have seen, or we have seen, what he has done previous. We had an incident where my husband, about his job, tell about when you took too much like vacation hours or
Oh yeah, the place I used to work was super stickler on the rules.
not flexible.
No,
They're
no,
very
non,
much strict about the rules because they're a worldwide company, billion-dollar company of a pharmaceutical company, and they have their set rules. And if he put in that he had, 6 hours of vacation, even though he had
non-union was what I was looking for.
oh
My brain
non-union, yeah,
is non-union,
Yeah.
so there was no one to save your job.
yes,
And
it's a at will fire on the spot.
if you put down the wrong, I can go on for hours about their rules and what we
They're
have to
very
go through.
strict.
So not even
I mean, but
close.
They work with baby formula, so they have to be very strict, and they have to be very like if somebody gets walked out, literally they have security walking around them so that they don't even tamper with any devices, computers, anything. Like that's how high. And he worked there. Yeah, he worked there for like 30 years. Anyways, when he was ending up, he was still there at the time and everything. And he said, "Hey, I took the last."
I took one more vacation day than it was allotted me.
Yes.
And they take that very seriously. That you're scamming the system.
They take it as
you're doing something illegal.
You
to them.
knew that you only had 4,
Yeah.
and you wrote down 5 hours vacation.
Yeah.
And even though he had sick time, paid time off, or any one of the brackets, he wrote on the paper vacation time for that 1 hour.
Yeah.
So
I just counted wrong, and I thought I had it.
Yeah.
I thought and then it wound up that I did not have them hours left for vacation, but I used them as vacation. They paid me for vacation.
Yes.
So I put it down.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. They paid me for vacation time. So it was like, you have vacation time, but you don't have vacation time.
So
and then they called me out on it, and I'm going, it's fireable. You
So
can get
they
fired
see it
for that.
as that you were trying to get paid for something that you didn't have. So technically they are correct.
Falsification. That's what they call it.
It's technically they are correct, and they can't bend the rules for anybody, because otherwise everybody would be going, oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
thought I had it.
Exactly.
So we respect
I
their
was freaking out.
we respect their rules. We do. I mean, he's been there for 30 years. So we know and respect their rules. So he calls me and he goes, hey, I'm just giving you a heads up. And I'm going,
Yeah, I was
yo,
cleaning out my locker.
I go, why, what's going on? He goes, hey, I think today's my last day. And I go, I mean, mind you, we have a 5-bedroom home, 3 cars. I'm going, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I messed up on my timesheet, and yeah, they take it really serious. And I go, well, you have paid time off. You have sick time. Can't you take one of those hours for that 1
Too
hour? And he said, nope, they don't do that. If
It
you
already went through the system and they already paid me
Yep,
for it in
and-
that category.
yes.
That vacation category.
And so there was no fixing, no fixaroo. And I go, so what does that mean? He goes, that means I'm going to get walked out. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I know he felt bad because it was just a lot.
It was awful.
I mean, he has, like, at this time, he had like 25 years in. And so he's going, I'm just giving you a heads up. I mean, I'm kind of freaking out over here, but I just need to let you know because obviously I'm his wife. And so then I go, okay, well, it's going to be all right, babe. You know, just, it's going to be okay. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah.
And so then he comes home and he said, I go, what happened? And he goes, well, my boss told me that they would let me know on Monday what the supervisor and the team lead. So like 3 different departments were going to meet and give him what they came up with at the end of it. So Joe goes, so now it's going to be the longest weekend of my life. So obviously, you know, Saturday and Sunday, and I'm telling you this because there was an actual reason I'm giving you this story. When we went to the Lord about our home and fasting and trusting in the Lord, this had already happened. So that's why I'm telling you this story. We gave it to the Lord and we said, Lord, if you have him leaving this company for whatever reason, we trust you have something else in store. And we laid it at his feet. And
yeah, we weren't asking for any
favors or no,
like,
we were just
save my job.
No.
But if it happened, it happened.
We asked the Lord what it was in his hands, and he was in control, and we trusted him.
That's what you call giving it up.
Yes.
You got to do that.
Yep.
If you're going to do this route, you can't just go, I want this and I want this, and can you save this? Can I have this? That's not the way to go.
You're just like, Lord, it's your will.
Yeah.
If I am still supposed to be here,
that's tough.
It is very tough.
Man.
Because you wanna plead your case of why you.
Hell yeah.
So we went through that, and it was a matter of just kind of, you know, obviously, like he said, it was the longest weekend. He goes into work, and I said, you know, obviously before he went into work, I said, you're going to be okay. Go into work, and we're just going to push forward. And he got to work. He calls me about 30 minutes after he had been there, and he goes, hey. And I said, yeah, what's up? He goes, I don't care what nobody tells me. There is a God, because there is no possible way. They just were going to take hours from this coming year and take one away from his. He said, they don't do that. They don't do that because there's too many.
Never done it before, never did it.
Hey,
after.
Van Life. He said there's too many people that they would have to do that adjusting for. He said the only.
Yeah, not a practice that they would ever do.
And there's, I mean, when I say it's a worldwide billion-dollar company, they have policy and rules and regulations and everything in place.
Oh, yeah.
So that way there's no lawsuits of like, well, you did it for Mary. Why won't you do it for me? And there's nothing. And so he just, I mean, we were obviously so grateful. He said my stomach was just like I dropped when I saw my supervisor come up to me, and they just walked, said, come upstairs, let's go sit down. They gave him the news, and he said my stomach just did flips. Like I was already, like he goes, the hardest call on Friday was when I told you what I think I'm getting walked out.
I almost took sick time just to deal with it.
Just to deal with it physically, right? So this was back in like maybe 2010 or 7 or whatever. Fast forward, we're going to sell our home in 2019. This is the part that we say we know what he's done in the past. So to go to him, and if he says, hey, you're going to have to fast and this will happen for you, why would we doubt that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's shown out to who he is and what he will do thus far. He has kept our son. I mean, there's so many stories, you guys. Calling my son was missing. I had to file a police report. I mean, there's so many that the Lord came through. So when he goes, no, both of us are going to fast. And I'm like, no, Joe, I don't fast. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but I was thinking it. So then we went, our first offer came in, and it was about 6 or 7 days had gone through. And I was like, yes, I'll take a large order of fries and I'll take a Coke. And Joe looks at me and he goes, baby, we're not eating fries and a Coke. And I was like, why? I was so sad. And he goes, because there's not a bidding war. That's just somebody offering. And I played dumb. I was like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
And Joe says, well,
bidding war is where you got two or more people fighting to buy your house, and then the other one keeps, offering more.
And I
than
said,
the other guy.
So that means what? And he goes, we're still fasting. And it was like, oh, okay. But I mean, you guys, I'm just saying, I'm like not a little teeny. I was sad because the thing is, it's not one thing to say we're fasting for 2 days. He said we're fasting for an indefinite amount of time. I don't know if you guys know what that means.
That's not eating for a long, long time.
That means you're not going to eat until the Lord lays it on my husband's, not even my heart. And I mean, that's another thing. Some people don't or do want to agree with or not agree with. But me and my husband, like, we believe in, like, Joe's the leader of the home. We both are a team, but the Lord, my husband and the Lord are on a one-on-one basis, and he puts a hedge of protection over our family. So not that I was like gonna fight Joe on it, like, no, I need to eat. But if Joe says we're still fasting, then we're still fasting. And I respect Joe. I respect the Lord. And if you look up the order, and if you look in the Bible, there's an order and a purpose for everything. So that's why when Joe says, no, we're still doing this. So then about 2 more days went by.
Good. It wasn't for just to tell you not to do it.
2 more days went by, and all of a sudden, me and Joe were just outside, and somebody drives up, and they go, hey, is that... So mind you, there's one offer that's already on the table. We just hadn't accepted it or not accepted it yet because we just didn't. The number wasn't what we wanted, pretty much. Hey, Black, how are you doing? So one person said, is that house for sale? Yeah, our house is for sale. Here's our realtor. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, we go inside, and our realtor calls us and said, hey, I know it's kind of late, but we got another offer. And we're like, oh, first of all, I was like, wow, that's a bidding war. I was so grateful for many reasons. But I said, yeah, yes, okay. So then they put their offer in. The person who passed by our home also submitted an offer. He only went through with like 1 or 2 offers, but the other 2 people were going back and forth. And then Joe just looks over at me and he goes, this is a bidding war. And it's exactly the way the Lord said it would happen. He said, give it to him and there will be a bidding war. Because that first guy had put such a low offer that that's why we hadn't accepted it yet. Dealing with life. Hope all is well for y'all. Oh, Black, we're doing good. Kind of did some transitioning on the channel. I have a couple of videos explaining it, but just decided to kind of move our channel into a different direction, just a feel good place where people can just come and give praise reports, come and just talk, come and give, hey, my daughter's graduating college, my son's getting married. Anything you want to share, if anything you want to do that makes you feel good, slash, if you need a prayer request, slash, if you need a recipe, our members, we plan to still do some cooking for our members only content, but for the most part, we do plan to just transition the cooking only for members. And okay, let me say this. Let me finish the story about fasting. So then we were ecstatic that there was another offer, because, like, let's just say we started at like $285,000 or whatever. The guy, we put on 280 or 290. The guy put in like 280. And I'm like, no. So we didn't accept that 280. But by the time it ended, we were up over 300. Like, I'm not saying that's the price of our house, but I'm just saying that's the difference. The guy wanted to go so low, but in order for the bidding war, he was going against somebody else. One guy put in one offer just hoping to see if we would take it. But at that time, our realtor already told him, like, hey, we're already up in this number. And if you're not coming with these numbers, unfortunately, we're not even going to entertain it. But when I tell you guys that we even prayed about the price we were going to put on the house, didn't we?
I think so,
Even
yeah.
about the realtor. We prayed about what realtor we were going to use.
Mm-hmm.
We prayed about what we were going to sell it for.
Yeah.
We just, what the reason is we believed that the Lord had his hand in all of it. And
because we had, I think it was 5-star saying
Yeah.
that it was worth like way more than what we were asking for it.
Yep.
And it's like, even normal people would go, hey, if you can sell it for that,
Yeah.
you got it. But it was like, no, it wasn't quite right. It didn't feel right. So, maybe they could have. I don't know.
Yeah. So
it don't matter.
That's what it was, is that one place was telling us, oh, that's a bit high. And somebody else going, oh, that's not high enough.
Yeah.
So we took it to the Lord and we let the Lord tell us what number to put on it.
Yeah.
And then.
And they weren't religious, so we don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly
It's
it.
just whoever.
It wasn't about them. It was
just,
about us.
It was just what was right.
Yep.
What just happened. It had to happen that way it did.
Yeah, it wasn't about what they were doing. They didn't know about us, and they didn't know we prayed about it. Joe and I, just took it to the Lord and told him, where are we going with this? What? Because for us,
When it feels right, it feels right.
Yeah, for us,
at that point.
For us, we knew that the realtor was going to be the one that the Lord sent to us. Like maybe that home needed the finances for that month. Maybe that person's personality was going to work better with ours. Maybe the number that they were going to give us was going to not be what we were looking. So for us, it's not that you guys have to do it like that. It works for us. For me and Joe, it works for us.
Yeah, you got to be in the right state of mind. You got to be
right.
You got to
right.
do it for the right reasons and like you say, giving it
Yep.
up. You got to give it up. You
I'm doing good.
Just ask for stuff.
And you know what? The main thing is that we truly believed that the Lord had us not only selling it, but putting the price on it, going to that seller or going to the what's that called? The realtor. And we knew that everything was by his doing. So that's why for us, it wasn't like off out of the ordinary to go and say, hey, let's give it to the Lord. Oh, he said we have to fast. I mean, trust me, I was a little shocked, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't like, woo, I can't wait to fast. I was like, what? Really? And he goes, because normally, like I said, me and Joe, if it's like a week fast, Joe will do a couple of days and I'll do a couple of days. And he goes, no, the Lord wants us both to fast. And I said, well, what does that have to do with about me? And he goes, both of us have to fast. I said, are you? I don't know. I was just like, really? And he's like, yeah. So anyways, house sold. They went into a bidding war exactly the way the Lord said. So for us, when we went to the Lord, when it was time to sell the home, Joe's job had already been that incident had already happened. For us, when we sold the home, I had already had the situation not only about my marriage. I mean, Joe was acting a whole fool, and I had to go to the Lord, and I had to be like, Lord, somebody help this man. And the Lord's like, no, baby girl, it's you both need to get work. You both need to work on this marriage. It wasn't just Joe. And I wanted to put it on just Joe. So the Lord dealt with me and said, you both need to take a step back. And I mean, I wanted to blame Joe. Trust me, I wanted to blame Joe. And the Lord, I mean, I took a lot of I respect the Lord. I guess that's what it comes down to. And I mean, who wants to hear that it's not their husband's fault? Because I sure didn't want to hear that. And I was like, no, it's Joe's. And the Lord showed me my part in it. And I'm a little bit of an argumentative. Thank you, Black. Thank you for popping in, love. I guess that was the main thing for us, is that we had seen what he had done in our everyday life, like his job, in our marriage, with what we had going on, but also in our kids' life, and our son and our daughter, and sicknesses. And I mean, up until then, we knew that there was a God, so it didn't seem abnormal for us to fast. If you guys want questions about fasting, there's books on fasting. I can send you to a great book. I really don't want my channel to be like a preacher. I would rather more just give you guys like incidents, praise reports, share good news with you guys. And some people just don't know that the Lord is a provider of that. Some people, as we've talked about, like Joe only knew the Lord through his mom being banned from going to church because she was getting a divorce. So he had no desire to want to meet this man called Jesus, because those people in that building condemned and treated his mom horribly.
True.
So for him to even open up to get to know him, it was more based on like.
Yeah, it was, I'm not going to bash Catholic, but.
Well, it was a Catholic church. That's not saying that all Catholics are like that. It was just church.
It was something. She did everything for the church back in the day. We went to catechism and all that stuff, and she used to paint. She used to fix all the statues and repaint what needed to be fixed and things of that nature, all for free. And then they found out that she had been married when she was a young woman, and then she got divorced 3 months after they got married because it was not good. And I mean, that was before. I mean, she hadn't met my dad. They had no kids or nothing like that, but she hadn't had it annulled through the church or something.
She to do the right thing.
Yeah. So once they found out that, they basically told her she couldn't come to church anymore or do anything for the church, and that was that. So obviously we left the church because they didn't want us there, and pretty crappy. And then we went to, I guess, Methodist church for years, as when we were growing up, and it was different. It was okay, whatever. We never really liked us kids never liked going to church. Never got nothing out of it, but except for Sundays we got to go get candy. After we got out of church, it was right downtown, so we could go get candy at the candy store. But
so it was a big deal for you to even trust him again.
Oh, I never was religious, really.
So you really didn't even know him?
No, not at all.
So fasting and trusting somebody who laid it on your heart, or whatever you did, you felt a feeling.
Yeah, when you started going, mm-hmm. And then you asked me to go, and it's like, no, and then it's like I went, and it's like, okay, it's not gonna kill me to go to church, so that's what I did.
I was expecting you to sizzle when I went in.
Yeah, it felt a little hot, but I did. And then just when they had altar calls and weird shit like that, I was like, what the hell is going on? So I went up. This one time, just said, I'll go up there and just kind of, stand there and see what it's all about. And then preacher says, this is going to feel a little funny. I went, what the hell is he talking about? It's like, bam, I was down on the ground waking up. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So that kind of convinced me at that point, something's going on there.
Yeah. And that's what's back.
There's something about it.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is it's your own thing at your own time. Like I was more head over heels going than probably like back in 2008. And then Joe probably didn't come around till like maybe 2010 or something. But I mean, you got to do what it's right for you. We had our own walk, but it still was a very united walk. You know what I mean? Like sharing in each other's spiritual journey. Like when I was doing fasting, a lot of times we'd fast together. A lot of times he would ask me if I wanted him to fast with me by doing a Daniel's fast or a regular fast, just to be their emotional support for each other. He wouldn't go and grab a bag of chips while I was eating them because he knew I was fasting. And that's when we decided, let's just be each other's support system. So if you're fasting, let's do it together. It's not going to do anything but help us more. So anyways, I said all that to say, if you have that home you're trying to sell, that marriage you're trying to fix, that son who's making a crazy decisions, I've had all those guys. Trust me when I say he does move in a marriage. He does move in a selling of a home, a purchasing of a home. He does move on a son who wants to do his own thing. And eventually, that's another whole testimony. I wanted to keep bailing my son out because that's who I am as a mother. And finally, the Lord laid it on my heart that I needed to let him find out and let him sit there because he needed to talk to him. And that was a whole journey in itself, you guys. But that's mainly what I wanted to share with you guys about selling our home. It's just a praise report that I feel like sharing them. You guys, we're going to figure out be able to come up on panel. So you guys, if you want to share a praise report, if you want to share how you guys sold a home or what you guys did, but that's mainly what I wanted to do. And that's what I was going to tell, I think it was Black. It's so hard for me to tell you guys anything because whenever we go live, we cook and I don't get to even see who's in the chat. I want to share with you guys like, oh my gosh, can you guys believe this? Our dog. That's another one. We've had so many things that the Lord has been the center of our marriage, of our family, of our life, that everybody's been affected. Our dog's been affected, our son, our marriage. It's just so disbelievable.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather share the story about Bella another day, about when she went to the vet.
Oh yeah, that's another story. Yeah.
So I'll share. That's what I really want to do with this channel, was share good news, share exciting news, just to leave here knowing if you guys are going, oh my gosh, we're trying to sell our home. What are the chances that she's talking about how they sold their home? Or I talked to you guys the other day about when our neighbor came and asked us if we wanted some groceries. What are the chances that our neighbor would come and ask me? And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. Thank you, Lord. Yes, I'll take them. We need them. And I thought I was going to be able to go back into my house and not have to say a word. Thank you for the groceries. And the Lord said, no, ma'am. Those are so you can share that good news with the people. So me and the Lord have been kind of going back and forth about the plans for the channel. And that's when the Lord said, I need you to be a spot where you can share the good news. So that is what came up with it. Aw, thank you. You know what? There's a lot of people there's a lot of people that said they didn't realize that it was so easy to make salsa or to make enchiladas. I do appreciate you saying that you have cooked my some of the stuff that I've made, and I do like the cooking of it. It just when we come on and cook, it just is. I feel like yeah, we don't get a chance to be like we're all friends, but we if I never left home and I my daughter was getting married this summer, who would I who am I going to share that with? I don't leave. I stay home. I mean, I have Joe. I'm talking about hypothetical. If I didn't leave and the only person I ran into was the mailman outside, who am I sharing my good news with other than people that I see in a channel? And sometimes we're stay in a channel longer simply because we made friends there and we don't want to leave, but not necessarily because you really want to be supporting that channel. I just think we need more friends online. You don't have to tell where you live that to say that your son's getting married. You don't have to say where you bought a house to say, "Hey, I bought my first house." You don't have to say me and my husband went out for our a date after not having a date in years. I mean, like some of you guys don't realize me and my husband met when I already had 2 kids. So we didn't date at all. We went instantly, like I dated once or twice, but all of a sudden he moved in. Like after like 2 or 3 months, I think it was like 3 months he moved in. And then maybe 3 or 4 months.
Like 4.
And then we were taking kids to practice and conference and doing the parenting thing. I love that. So we were like, hey, the kids have practice and we got conferences, and I'll see you after practice, or I'll see you. So we instantly had kids, and it's just different. I mean, now we're empty nesters, but we're also he's older than me, he's 10 years older. So now we're empty nesters who are retired, and we do the parenting or grandparenting thing occasionally. So this is our first time that we actually get to date. We go to a movie, we go out for a ride. The things that people did in their early 20s or 30s when they first met a guy. Me and Joe will go for pizza and go out for ice cream. And when we moved in from, some of you guys know we had our RV, but we had our kids before that in our home. So then when we sold our home, we sold a lot of stuff and got rid of stuff, moved into an RV. And then moving from an RV into our place now, we literally had nothing. We had nothing. I mean, our bed stayed in the RV. We have a storage unit, but we didn't keep many of the things. I mean, who wants to pay for a 20 by 20 storage unit for things we haven't seen in 5 years? So for us, we started from scratch, and it felt kind of felt weird, right? Moving into the house, like right now after not having anything and being grown adults.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we had no bed, couch, or anything.
Yeah, we had to basically start over again.
Yep. I mean, our TV was on like a TV.
We didn't even have a TV in here.
No, it was.
We didn't have a TV.
Our son gave us one of our grandson's TV from his room. I mean, again, our stuff stayed in the RV. It's not that we didn't have it, but TV stayed in the living room and the other TV stayed in the bedroom, and we're still trying to sell that. But anyways, I said all that to say we are kind of dating at this age, but we've been together for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So it works for us.
It works.
I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you guys for listening to my rattling on story. I wanted to share a little bit about fasting, but more the intention was to share the story of what happened from it. If you want to know more about fasting, there's books on it. Go to the internet about it. I'm more than happy to send you titles of books that are really good. Joy Haney's a really good author. But for the most part, I don't plan to do preaching. I plan to just do feel-good stories share mine and Joe's testimony of what we've been through as not only a married couple, but
I've never been a Bible thumper, anyways, no matter what.
yeah.
You know, no matter how much I was into it.
Yeah. I don't mind. I mean, it doesn't even matter, like a Bible thumper or not. Just knowing verses doesn't mean anything if you're not living the word.
Yeah.
You can find a Christian channel, and when you hear them talking, and if they don't sound like they have any kind of God in their
Usually
heart.
we're under the like if it seems weird,
Yeah.
usually because it actually is weird.
Yeah.
No matter what you're looking at,
Yeah.
whether it be an individual person or, like you say, a channel. That, you're going, hey, I want to learn something about this.
And I think, and that's just it. Is
a Christian channel or something. It's like,
and I think
don't
that's
seem right.
And I think a lot of people thought like we would go to football parties and all different stuff, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you go to church and you act so normal. And I'm like, I am normal. Like the only thing I do is I care about people, and I don't judge people. Not every Christian judges people, just like not every Christian walks around with a Bible in their hand. Some people just love people, and they accept other people with their flaws, and because they're accepting me with my flaws. You know what I mean? Like, why would I expect you to come perfect to me when I can't stand judgmental people? I really can't. Like, when we go to church, so we don't hang around with those people. And don't say any names because I know you know what I'm talking about. It just frustrates me when we invite people. They're like, why are there going to be more church people? Because we really don't want to be with people that don't go to church. You know what? The Lord went amongst everybody. And if you have that mentality, how will you ever touch other people? If you only circulate amongst it's one thing to say, if I was going to get married or date somebody, you should date somebody with your same of even yoked. Okay. If you're evenly yoked, that's one thing. But if you're just you can just be a good light and a good person to be around. You don't have to be like, well, am I going to be able to be? It's just frustrating. If you don't know how to be godly all the time and you have to put on an act, then you're probably not godly. You're putting on an act. That's just my opinion about it. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. You can pray at home and he will hear you just fine. I agree 100%. You don't even have to tell people you're praying. You don't even have to tell people you're fasting. It's supposed to be honestly done.
It's a personal thing.
Yes, it's
a personal relationship. There you go.
That is correct. We used to have I would like to eventually we used to have a t-shirt business when we were at our church we were at, and I don't want to say the names of our shirts because my husband did the artwork, and I really would like to eventually do those again, but it's a blessing to have a personal relationship, and you don't need to answer to anybody else. You don't need to answer questions, and you don't need to answer to anybody else. And anybody who says that they are a representation or that they are representing the Lord, just think twice on how they walk, how they talk, and how they behave. And if those things don't line up, more than likely, they're just giving you a line. Pookie, how are you? It's good to see you, babe. All right, you guys, have a blessed night. I'm sorry we're leaving Pookie, but it's great to see everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Be blessed, and I pray that everybody be touched, put a hedge of protection, and your finances blessed tenfold. Thank you guys again for coming in and hanging out with us. Oh, we're doing good, Pookie. Just trying to get a schedule going, trying to adjust. I know I got a couple of emails. Are you never cooking again? I said, I am going to cook again. It's just, it's just going to be done differently. And this is truly what I really want to do, is be able to come live, talk to everybody, hang out with you guys. And I just felt like 30 or 40 minutes of talking in between Joe cracking the egg or doing the spice mixture just didn't give us enough time to actually connect. And I really want to do that. And I feel like the Lord laid it on my heart that if that's what I want to do it. Anyways, what do you think about the name, Pookie? Oh, that's nice, babe. I don't know. Some people know, and some people don't know about a thread. A thread is, if you know the Bible verse or it's a story, but it's a Bible verse also, of the lady who was just trying to reach the hem of his garment, and a garment, and a play off of that is a thread. A thread is a part of a garment. So the Lord laid that on me first, and that's kind of how we transitioned. Is that's what He was telling me first, is the hem of His garment. And I was like, that's kind of long for a title, Lord. I can't put that as the title of our channel. And then I just prayed about it, and I was just asking Him, like, what way, in what way does He want it presented? And I just looked up the Bible verse, and then there's a couple things that happened and that confirmed it for me. And anyways, a long story short, his garment is what He was showing me. And then when I looked up the verse, it was just the image was a spool of thread, and we have it at the bottom of our thing. It's a spool of thread, and it was a part. It was signifying a thread. Sometimes we're holding on by only a thread, and we need to get to this place. And that's what I hope this place is for some of you guys. Hearing great news, hearing testimonies, hearing praise reports, hearing somebody say, like, I miss my daughter so much. But when I see one of my friends talk about their mom is, or their sister is, well, okay, Berkey doesn't live with her son because he's abroad. And up until now, it's kept me going, listening to her say how when he's abroad, she's going to go visit him. And it keeps me motivated that one day I'm going to see my daughter again. And that's what I want this place to be. I want somebody else's story to be your motivation, somebody else's praise report to be a reason that you guys don't give up. Because some of us don't have, like me, some days I have really, really hard days. Some days I stayed off the internet the whole winter almost because I missed my dad and my brother so much. And if I would have had this place, I could have just come live and talked to you guys, shared some stories, laughed with you guys. And I didn't get to do that because we had a cooking channel. And I felt like if I cook, if I go live, I gotta cook. But my heart wasn't in the cooking at the moment. My heart just didn't. I wanted to just cry in during the holidays, and that's what I wanted to be for this place, is that we have a place. And sometimes just getting here and sharing a moment with some friends is all we need to get through another day. So I hope you guys understand. And I do feel bad because I've gotten kind of a lot of emails with just disappointed that I'm not cooking anymore. But yeah, I felt like the Lord was leading me in a different direction. Oh, you're so lucky, Pookie. I know. And you know what? When our daughter was in Arizona, we traveled that way, and I was blessed to see her. But seeing how excited my daughter is, you guys, how do I like be sad? Like, I'm sad, but how do I be sad? What, Joe? You gonna contribute?
No.
You're so. I was gonna do one of these, but I don't know. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna get on out of here. My daughter went to a really cool musical thing with some friends, and so how can I be disappointed knowing that she's having that much fun? All right, I don't know how to do that. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Sit, please.
Dinner.
I know. Stop it, Joe, you big old meanie. All right, let me see. Take that away. Let me put this away. You guys, this StreamYard thing is new for me. It's not as easy as you guys think. Image. All right. I'm trying to maneuver. There was an issue with your file. What kind of issues with my file? Trying to share something, for goodness gracious. Share screen, maybe? Is that what it's supposed to be? No, wrong thing. Maybe not. Oh, no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know how to get out of here now. Oh, no. Wait, let me get out of there. What is this? I shouldn't have hit this. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get out of where I'm at. Oh, my word. Allow. Oh. Oh, my word. I'm sorry, guys. Babe, I don't know how to get out of this.
Oh,
Cancel. Trying to cancel everything. Sorry.
there you go.
Sorry, guys. PDF. Is that what I'm trying to do? I know. Thanks, Bookie.
PDF or yeah, PDF will probably work. PNG usually works good.
Downloads. There we go. Yeah, it won't let me do anything. I don't understand it. I did it last time. Remember I could share that Jesus one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Open.
Yeah, it won't let me do it anymore.
We'll figure it out.
I know. There was a problem with your file.
Oh.
Wait, let me do it a different way. That one day I actually got it, and now I don't remember what I did. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I apologize that I'm taking up your guys' time. Invalid file type. I don't get it. I'm doing the wrong thing apparently. I'm sorry, you guys. I was trying to do something and I couldn't. So I apologize to hold you guys up. Thank you guys so much for coming in and listening to the long, drawn out story. And honestly, I feel like it will. I feel like it will hit the person who needed to hear it. Some of my stories might not. You have a single brother. I actually do have a single brother. That's weird. He was married, and then He's a good guy, and he's a single parent though. He's got a 15-year-old, and he's got a 21-year-old, and he's got a 16. How old is Marissa?
She's 18 or 19.
No, I think she'll be 19. A 19, a 21, and then 15. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And I truly don't mean to disappoint people. And I feel really bad for people that do miss the cooking. And I don't mean to hurt. Like, I do care about you guys so much. And I don't want you guys to think in any way like that I didn't appreciate that time. Because I did. Listen, you're going to make me freaking cry. I do appreciate cooking. I got to get off here quick. I'm going to cry. I do appreciate cooking with you guys. I just feel like the Lord is leading me in a different direction for you guys. Like, some of us just need a place. And that means me too some days. So I love you all. Be blessed and have a good night.
See you.